Welcome you to Meridian Community College's Hall of Fame induction. I'm Leah Hill, Executive Director of the MCC Foundation and Vice President for Institutional Advancement. We are proud that you have joined us today to help honor some of our most prestigious alums and our most loyal employees. I would like to recognize some special guests we have here today. We have members of our College Board of Trustees, MCC Foundation Board of Directors, and city and county officials, and we are so appreciative that they come out and they support us, and so thank you for joining us today as well. It is important that we set aside time each year to reflect on those who have helped make Meridian Community College what it is today. To honor revered members of the MCC family, outstanding professionals associated with Meridian Community College who have distinguished themselves in their chosen field. If there's a common thread, a universal theme to describe this year's Hall of Fame inductees, it would be community. Our 4 Hall of Fame inductees have poured their lives into the communities where they live and serve. They represent the spirit of MCC, the community, and we at Meridian Community College are very proud to honor them. In their unique ways, from getting the college radio station off the ground to raising millions of dollars for the foundation, to impacting thousands of students to better their health and have positive attitudes, and for standing on the front lines of our healthcare front lines during the pandemic. Our honorees have made immeasurable impact on their communities. They have laid a foundation for others to walk and have guided so others could lead. This will be a very special day for MCC. Today, we also honor our newest member of our Talent Club, recognizing a dedicated individual who devoted 30 years of service to MCC, making a difference every day. We'll also honor our fallen Eagles who have passed away within the year, employees whom we will remember for their influence and their contribution to our college. Thank you again for joining us and being part of this celebration. Mr. Joseph Knight, Vice President for Workforce Solutions, will deliver our invocation. Thank you.
Will you bow your heads in prayer with me, please? Father, we thank you for this wonderful day that you have given us. We thank you for an opportunity that we have now to celebrate, Lord, the lives that have made such an impact, not only on this institution, but Father, on the students who have walked these halls and went into the classrooms, and Lord, to the public that they've served outside when they left here. Lord, I thank you for those that have gone on that we will honor today as well, and the impact that they've made and the changes that was realized in their life. Father, thank you for those who've made a commitment to this college for 30 years of service. Lord, today is a day that we want to recognize each of these individuals. We want to celebrate their accomplishments and what they've done for this community. And Father, we also want to remember those who have given all. Lord, we want to honor you as well in this process. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good afternoon. Thank you. I have the privilege today of presenting Mr. Larry Martin for induction into the Meridian Community College Talent Club. As Leah's explained, the Talent Club is an honor that recognizes administrators, faculty, or staffers who've given 30 or more years of service to Meridian Community College. Dedication of our employees to our college and our mission is highly valued here, and it's so critical to our success. Do we have other members of the Talent Club present today? If you wouldn't mind, stand if you do. I see a few. We thank you so much for being here today. Can we give them a round of applause for being here? Thank you. I'm going to ask Mr. Larry Martin to join me here on the stage. Larry began his experience here at MCC like many of our employees. He began as a student. He was a student in our commercial housekeeping program, and he completed the program and then applied for a job in our housekeeping department and was hired immediately. His classroom experiences here have included the college's nurse sitting program, and he also graduated from the college's entrepreneurial program. He's been recognized as an MCC of the Month, an honor where outstanding employees are saluted for their work at the college. He began his career here at MCC on February 17th of 1992. He's one of the first to arrive on campus every day, and as he works with colleagues to make sure the facilities are clean and they're ready for a new day of learning for our students. He works to prepare spaces for special events and setups for both internal groups and external groups on campus. Mr. Martin has an entrepreneurial spirit. Larry said he was working overtime one night cleaning some carpets when he realized he could do this kind of work for himself. He's owned a carpet cleaning janitorial business for approximately 25 years with numerous customers throughout Meridian. And it provides another example of his work ethic and is a tribute to his success. I recently enjoyed a luncheon with Larry. And while asking people to share what you would want others to know about you, Larry responded with the fact that he has strong convictions and he will not be persuaded from them. He has a commitment to stand by his beliefs and not waver. During the challenging times that we face, where it seems like everyone wants to impress upon us their opinions, their philosophies, where every news channel is giving us their view of the truth, to have a strong conviction of what you believe and remain true to yourself is a trait all of us should have. Larry shared many values that day during that lunch that have just stuck with me. He shared that every man can be successful regardless of their background, and everyone can succeed. He shared everyone deserves to be given a chance in life. His words reveal a heart that cares and a desire to encourage others. For today's event, I asked Larry some questions, and I want to share a few of those answers. For what have you enjoyed most about working for the college? He replied, I like to work. Working here is an adventure. I like remaining at one job and doing it well and not job hopping from place to place. for, do you remember a memorable event while working in MCC? He replied, I remember Dr. Kathy Baxter asking me to pray for her because she was sick, and that meant a lot to me. For as you approach retirement, what are your plans? His reply, I plan to travel, work around the house, and help others. Larry, for your dedication, for your dependable service, we honor you today and recognize you as the newest member of our Talent Club. Congratulations.
During this time, we always pause to remember the MCC family members that we have lost during the past year. Please join me in honoring their memory with a moment of reflection. Jean Beckman, Melanie Chandler, Bonnie Griffin, George L. Hayes, Margie Sue Key, Thomas C. Maynor, Carolyn Mitchell, Tanya Ocampo, Charles Rico Scott II, Billy Harold Smith, Syria Sturdivant, James Rayford Woodrick, thank you.
Obviously, a very special day, a very special event. Just hearing those names, I didn't know all of them, but I knew some of them. They were special. And I think about their legacy, and I think about the people they were and the influence they had on so many. What a blessing it is to have known the ones I knew. I can only imagine what it would have been like to know the ones I didn't. And I have to say something, Larry, you're a special employee. You really are. I had the privilege of walking in the building with your brother and your mother. I could see where you got it. Greet you with a firm handshake and a smile every time you see him. So we appreciate you. We really do. Well, here we are with our Hall of Fame inductees. Every year is special, absolutely. This year is also special, and probably I'm always going to say the most special. Every year I'll say that. But this group is really, really outstanding and very meaningful. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce each one, and of course you can see their photographs and you can see them here, and I know many of you know them, and we'll have a chance to shake their hands and let them know how much you appreciate them and the work, their contribution, the legacy to the college.
It really is outstanding, truly outstanding. The first one we want to recognize today is Ann Dowdle. And Meridian Junior College President Dr. Bill Skaggs knew Ann Dowdle could handle the job as the college's first public relations publications coordinator. She just had to be convinced of it. In 1968, Dr. Skaggs urged Ann to come to work at MJC. Then there was just one building on campus, Ivy Hall, now Ivy Skaggs Hall, in part in honor of Dr. Bill Skaggs. And Ann was given a staff consisting of 2 work scholarship students. Later, Dr. Skaggs would convince Ann to expand her role to include fundraising for the MCC Foundation. She took on that task again, and after some convincing from Dr. Skaggs, crediting business leaders and volunteers with Ann at the helm of the foundation, the $2 million capital campaign goal they started with was surpassed. She retired from the college as Director of Institutional Advancement in the year 2000. Ann holds 2 degrees, a bachelor's from the Mississippi University for Women and a master's from Mississippi State University. She attained national certification in fundraising. She and her husband, Andy, are the parents of 2 daughters and grandparents of 3 granddaughters. And we are so proud. And I've heard so many stories about the wonderful work you did at this college. You are a walking, living legend, absolutely. And we are so grateful to be able to honor you in this way today. Congratulations. Thank you. I think we're getting pictures over here. Okay. Very good. And I think if you want a chance to say something. Absolutely.
I do. Thank you for your kind words, Dr. Hubner. Wisdom most often comes with age, and if you live long enough, somebody may honor you. With that said, I am truly humbled to be recognized in the Hall of Fame. Now in my 22nd year of retirement, there has been plenty of time for me to reflect on my 30 years at the college. I did nothing by myself. Every idea, program, challenge, event, and fundraising call was a team effort. What was especially wonderful for me was that the teams kept frequently changing from colleagues to students to community volunteers. Our college continues to open new windows on the world. For many local students, the tuition guarantee makes college possible. Then there's the recruitment of international students. When you actually meet and get to know students from other countries, you gain a better understanding of their beliefs and cultures. Faraway places become much more than spots on a map. Another example, when teachers and staff receive summer travel study grants from the MCC Foundation, their horizons are broadened. In turn, they enrich their classes, colleagues, and families by sharing their personal travel experiences. My involvement in the Arts and Letters series is also dear to my heart. I still remember seeing the Alabama Shakespeare Festival present Hamlet on this very stage. I had never attended an opera until Madame Butterfly was performed here. John Grisham's talk, climaxed by selling his first book on campus, is etched into my memory. So is Helen Prejean telling us about her book, Dead Man Walking. The array of cultural programs and guest speakers goes on today. Think about the immortal words of Mark Twain, who said, "Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness." Then consider how the MCC Foundation-sponsored excursions near and far open even more windows to the world. From a day trip to see a special exhibition, to an overnight trip to New Orleans to enjoy a Broadway show, to an enlightening and extended tour of the Scandinavian countries. I consider myself very fortunate to have spent so much of my life working, learning, and growing at this community college where big dreams can indeed come true. Thank you again for the Hall of Fame honor.
I learned some things. That was great. When I was at a university in East Tennessee where I worked, we were privileged to sponsor a series on forgiveness. And one of our keynote speakers was a woman who wrote the book, Forgiving Dead Man Walking. And it was powerful to hear her testimony and her story, just as I know the presentation that you mentioned was equally as powerful. Our second recipient is someone that I can tell you to this day, when I send out an email to individuals and retired members of our community, I will get a response from this person virtually every time, and it's happy face emojis and things that make me feel happy and excited. So our second recipient is Wilhelmine Damon. Regardless of how many students you've taught, you always make every individual feel special. That's what previous Hall of Fame honoree Barbara Jones shared with today's inductee, Wilhelmine Damon, when Wilhelmine was honored with an 80-year birthday party at the Damon Fitness Center. That sentiment still holds true today, 15 years later from when they were first spoken, for anyone who greets Wilhelmine. She's always happy to see them and wants to know how they are and what they're doing. Wilhelmine has taught hundreds upon hundreds, probably thousands of students, everything from tennis to physical education to swimming to jazzercise. But most know Wilhelmine from leading and teaching water aerobics. Her cadence of instructions, such as keep the water moving, could be heard morning and evening around campus. Graduating from Meridian High School, Meridian Junior College in 1944, Wilhelmine took classes as a high school senior at Meridian Junior College when the college was on the MHS campus. She graduated from Mississippi State College for Women, which would later become known as the Mississippi University for Women, or the W, and began teaching at MJC in 1949. After 10-plus years of raising her 3 daughters with her husband, Gene, Wilhelmine returned to the MJC/MCC campus, where she taught until she retired. In appreciation of dedication to the college, Wilhelmine was presented with a plaque that was placed on the fitness center. It reads the following: the Damon Fitness Center, dedicated in honor of Wilhelmine Damon, teaching, encouraging, leading. And those sentiments, written 21 years ago, hold true today. Wilhelmine, congratulations.
You are so, thank you so much. I'm going to hold on.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Be sure I have it right side up. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm very touched. You know, it's dangerous to let someone 95 3/4 old get the mic. I may not stop, and so bear with me. I'm so full of thanks, appreciation, and memories. And I first want to say how pleased I am to share the stage with these wonderful people. And then I want to tell you another little story. I am one of, am I talking too loud? No. Maybe. I am one of 2 surviving members of the first year that we separated from Meridian High School to the Meridian Junior College. And that year, we had school in Stevenson School. Those of you that remember it, I went there as a student. But the first year of college was different from this, but it is full of spirit. It's down at Stevenson School, we had a full year, beginning in September and continuing until the end of the year. We moved in 1964-65. That's the first year we've separated from the college. And the moving was an experience in itself. And thankful to Dr. Skaggs and his choreography and his spirit, the entire student body and faculty divided into teams. And each faculty member had a team. The students actually moved us out here. That was in 1964-65. The student team took on the name of their leader, like Hardy's Pages, Miller's Movies, Rex Bugs. Each had a name. And the students packed the offices of those teachers down at Stevenson, borrowed vehicles, and we paraded out to this location. Now, that was called Z-Day, the day we moved. We were in a parade line in front of Stevenson School, packed by the students. James Cameron and I were riding motorbikes, and we led the parade. We went down 25th Avenue, out 8th Street to this location. Now, following us, Dr. Skaggs in a Model T, all the faculty members, the students, and all the things that were going on to be being moved. This continued till we reached this building. This is the one building, had everything in it. The theater, the library, the cafeteria, the gym, the dance studio, offices, classrooms, the whole thing right here. And when you think about where we are today, it is amazing. But the students moved the college. And to me, that was a fascinating event and one I'll always be grateful for having been a part of. I am so thankful that at this age and this stage, I'm able to say a public thank you for letting me be connected with this college. It's been indeed a pleasure, and I'm most appreciative. And I want to thank all who have been here as students, faculty, and all of you who have done such a beautiful job, our great presidents. We are so fortunate. I also want to thank my family for being here. Thank you very much. And my friends, all of you, we are so grateful. And how do you say thank? To think at this age and stage, I'm able to have an opportunity to make a public thank you. I appreciate it, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much.
About halfway through, Leah said, "I don't think the podium's locked." So, FYI. And I contemplated whether I needed to like crawl down on the ground and lock it real quick. Oh, goodness. Ms. Damon, you are a treasure. Can you imagine spending the night in the theater? I mean, this theater, the McCain Theater. Dr. Ray Denton doesn't have to conjure up those thoughts. He did spend the night, more correctly, nights on the floor. As a student at what was then Meridian Junior College, Ray was actively involved in the technical part of the theater, lighting, sounds, and set building. On some productions, Ray would work through the nights and later grab some Z's on the theater floor. When class time neared, he'd get up, go into the dressing room, wash his face and hair, and get to class. Those early days had a lasting impact on Ray. He met his now wife of 47 years, Rhonda, when they worked together on a musical. The theater background led him to a career in the media, landing a position at Meridian's TV station, Channel 24, and returning to the college where he retired in July 2021 as the Dean of Learning Resources. While working at MCC, Ray received the Employee Recognition MCCer of the Month and was named a highest flying eagle for his outstanding devotion to the college. And his efforts yielded the creation of the college's radio station and cable channel, and were the foundation for the program we have right now, which is absolutely the best in the state. Ray earned a Bachelor of Applied Science in Radio, Television, Film from the University of Southern Miss, a Master of Science in Broadcast Engineering from LaSalle University, Master of Science Technologies, and a PhD in Technology and Communications, both from Mississippi State University. Today, he continues to work part-time for Meridian Channel 24 and serves MCC as a member of our foundation board of directors. Aside from all of that, he is one of the kindest, dearest people I have ever met and loves this college like crazy. And this college, Ray, we love you. So congratulations, Ray Denton.
Dr. Huebner hit on the high points. And I think within the next couple of hours, I can finish out the other 50 years. No, I came to school here right out of Meridian High School, took a class in the summer and came back in the fall and took a full load as a university transfer student. Had a great time, took some theater classes here. Jimmy Smith, Ronnie Miller made me feel so at home here. I really found a home in this theater. There's a scrim pulled down back there right now, but if you were to take a few steps behind that and just a little bit to the stage right, learn that stage right thing from Jimmy Smith, and I hope I used it correctly, I got my first glimpse of the prettiest little girl I had ever seen, an almost 18-year-old Rhonda Stewart at that time. And after 47 years of marriage, I still look forward to seeing her every day. I went to school here and actually graduated. Moved on and went to Southern and actually graduated from there. First thing I did after graduating from Southern was come back home to MCC and apply for a job. And my fellow inductee and good friend, Miss Dowdle, right behind me here, was kind enough to hire me as campus photographer. After a few months, one of my good friends that I worked with here in the theater department, student at that time, was working at Channel 24 and called me, said, "You should need to come up here and talk to these people. They're looking for someone in television production." By the way, I didn't write a speech at all. All this is off the top of my head and from my heart. So when I talk long enough, y'all just raise your hand and I'll sit down. But I went up and talked to them and spent the next 20 years, or a little better, in television and communications and had a great time up there. Got to work with two really great people who later became MCCers. Brad Sykes, sitting right over here, and Neil Hatton, back here, were some of my best friends at the television station. Webb Hatton back here also came and worked with us some, and we had really more fun than we should have during those years up there. One day, Brad Sykes walked into my office with a copy of the Meridian Star and said, "You need to look at this." It was a classified ad that Meridian Community College at that time had posted for the director of the production center, I do believe was the title. And I did find that quite interesting. I got the paperwork and the documents to go along with it, put it all together, put it in a file folder, put it on my truck seat, and procrastinated for 2 weeks, driving around deciding what I really needed to do. One Friday afternoon, the last day that the job was open, I came wheeling up to the Hardin building about 3:20 and brought my paperwork in to turn in. The ladies in the office there were literally closing the blinds. I found out, which I came to appreciate greatly in a few weeks, that Meridian Community College closes at 3:30 on Friday. I came back and actually got to interview with Dr. Roberts, Dr. Skaggs, and my good friend Billy Bill. Billy told me all about the production center job, and I could tell just how enthusiastic he was about the college. He really was enthusiastic and made me feel good about what was going on there. He offered me the job on the spot and told me I didn't have to give him an answer at that point in time, but get back in touch with him as soon as I could. I went home and talked to my wife. I talked to my dad. I talked to the owner of the TV station at that time, Charles Young. And I went back and talked to my friends, Brad and Neil. And everybody seemed to be fairly supportive, so I called Billy back and said I'd be glad to become a member of the family here at MCC. There was plenty to do in the production center when I got here, and we kept taking on more and more responsibilities. We took on promotions, public relations, publications, duplication, the World Wide Web presence, Channel 12, eventually the radio station. And after the passing of my dear friend, Billy Bill, which we will never get over, the library itself. And that's when I became the Dean of Learning Resources here. Said all that to say this: those people that worked with me during that time are the only reason I'm up here. They were all great. They did more than they needed to do, more than they were called on to do. They gave of themselves, and they made MCC proud. I appreciate every one of them, and I really want to thank every one of them. And I see plenty of people here from the Meridian Community College staff and faculty that helped me so much through these years. I want to thank each and every one of you also. You really made me do what I did and got me here today. So I've said all that to say my first big accomplishment here at MCC is sitting here in the third aisle, Rhonda. And my second big accomplishment was putting together and keeping together this staff. They were great to me. I could not have done anything without them. One point of pride I want to bring up before I leave from here is the fact that the next generation of my family is already working on this campus. I don't see him in here, but then I can't see very well with all of these lights in my eyes. See, they're pointing at him back there somewhere. Matthew Carpenter is here, and I'm sure that he is someone that you will get to know and like. Matthew, take it from me, it's a great career. I believe in you, buddy, and you'll have a great time here. God bless every one of you. Thank you so much.
This last weekend, as you may or may not know, our men's basketball team competed in the NJCAA Region 23 championship game for the first time since 1999. It was awesome. It was special. We didn't win, but it was a great game. But the thing that I like most about it, anytime I get to see a group of students anywhere doing anything, and particularly this weekend, is I get to think about like the opportunities that they're going to have in life. I get to think about what their life is going to look like 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years down the road. And I like to think about the influence we have as an institution on those students. And hopefully, one of the things that happens to those students when they're here is that They get a chance to see themselves, and they get a chance to discover themselves. And I always like to say, what was it you were created to do and be? And a lot of times it happens right here. And how exciting is that? And to be able to see those students on the court this last weekend and think to myself, they're more than just basketball players. They are young men who are going to set the world on fire in some way, shape, or form, and we got to be a part of that. So our next recipient on the stage is Dr. Tajudeen Soyoye, a.k.a. TJ. He's the tall one. Goals, whether they are large or small, major or minor, deserve to be recognized and celebrated. That's how Dr. Tajudeen TJ Soyoye sees success. He remembers celebrating when he received his immigrant visa to study at Meridian Community College. It was MCC basketball coach Dennis Helms in 1997 who discovered TJ as he played intercontinental basketball for the Nigerian basketball team. For the 6-foot, 9-inch player, MCC basketball would be a stepping stone for a lifelong dream of playing professional basketball. Later, that dream would turn into becoming a physician. After receiving his MCC Associate of Arts degree with academic honors, TJ earned his bachelor's degree in biological sciences at the university in my home state, the University of Missouri, where he played for the Mizzou Tigers. He studied medicine at the American University of Antigua and returned to Missouri to complete his residency. Today, he is an emergency room and family medicine physician who holds medical licensures and privileges in New York, Georgia, and Missouri. He and his wife are the parents of 5 children, 3 daughters, and 2 sons. There's another life event he celebrates. Quote, "When I received the great news that I was going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, I could not have been happier." Dr. Soyoye, we are so proud you're here, and we are glad you came to Meridian Community College, and we are very happy to induct you into our Hall of Fame.
First of all, I'm not sure if this podium is tall enough. We might have to push it up a little bit. That was quite an introduction. Thank you so much. There's a lot of things that a lot of people don't know about me. You think you know, but there's still so much that you don't know. I want to thank you so much. It is an honor to be standing here with all these inductees. It means a lot to me. Let me start by thanking Almighty God for his uncounted blessings that I'm still here today. You know, I can see when the president was reciting some names about, 12 names of those individuals that are part of this community that I know more. 25 years ago, I stepped my foot into this college. Came from 6,000 miles away from its little state in Lagos, Nigeria. Know nothing about this country. And here I am today. Accomplished all that it was reciting. I have a noble job as a physician, saving lives, which I've planned to do from beginning. I have a supportive family. I have 5 kids, including 2 boys. I know you said 2 boys, but they are twin boys. They are not just boys, they are twin boys. And then I have 3 beautiful girls from my beautiful wife. Suki, she's sitting right there. Now, I'm here today because of this community. I have to give thanks to MCC Foundation for giving me that opportunity to come here and prove myself athletically and scholastically. I hope I've not disappointed you guys. A lot of things that people don't know is that it takes a lot of work and courage to bring an international student to study here in the United States. The school and foundation have to be dedicated and want to do it. It's not an easy job. It's a lot of documentation and process to get the immigrant visa. We call it famously I-20. So the school has to be ready to spend more money, of course, because they have to pay for travel. They have to pay for room and boarding. So if you compare that, they have to apply for the visa. So they have to go through a whole lot of hoops. And because of that, I have to say big thank you to the MCC Foundation for giving me that opportunity. Thank you so much. Now, I can't talk about thanking MCC without remembering or mentioning my coach, which he has safely said, Coach Hems. I call him D Papa, by the way. He's not here today, but I called him and he's here with me in spirit. I can't forgive him. I can't forget him. I can't forget him for all those fundamentals and word of courage. And for believing in me all the way from Africa. And for him to sit and say, oh, my God, this is the puzzle that I needed to make my team great. And I want to spend all this money to bring him here. When he could just look at maybe Jackson or, and just grab somebody else and just pay nothing and they will be here playing for him. He insisted. I want him. And I hope today I didn't disappoint him either. And that is Coach Hems. And there's somebody else that Watt mentioned. And that's Miss Virgil, Josephine Virgil. I can't call him his name. I can't call her name. I call him Mama. Because she is the mama that I don't have here. She's my host mom. Along with Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown is sitting right there. And my host mom that I'm talking about is, you see how beautiful she is in red jacket? That's Miss Virgil. I have to recognize her. She accepted me into her home as one of hers from day one. Like I said, when I got to this campus, I don't know anybody. I know nobody here. Do you guys still remember that big house across the street? That big hall? I can't remember the name. Yes. You see how big that hall is? Sometime during the holiday in summer, I will be the only soul in that hall. If not for her and Mr. Brown, because nobody else, I will have to go to their house and spend time there. It has been a long journey, but it's a very happy journey that I will do again if I have to do it. This campus is where dream is being made. Believe it. I know there are so many other students like me that passed through this college, but I can tell you, it's been a journey and it's always good memory in this campus. And I'm very, very grateful for that. Now, what about my teachers? I can see a few of them. If you are one of my teachers, raise up your hand. Yes, look at her there. They know. When I first came in here, now I'm speaking English and everything is, everybody's laughing. I'm able to make my words and all that. It wasn't as smooth as this then. And you can ask her, you know, they have to spend time to get things better. But look at me today. I can talk to my patient. I can ask my patient questions. They can talk back to me. You know, I am very grateful for the opportunity, for your hard work. Thank you so much. Now, we've talked about the school. I've talked about my coach. I've talked about, you know, my host mom. I want you guys to know that not just my host mom. I have some special people around my host mom, including Mr. Brown that I mentioned earlier, but my host mom kids as well, because they have to be ready to accept me. You know, I have my big sister that I called Vanessa, Queen V. She's sitting right there. See how beautiful she is. We've been together for almost 25 years. Can you believe it? Uh-oh, this is moving. And my little sister, Robinette, she's not here. She lives in Texas. And I have another little brother called Skuro. She's the trouble one in the family. She's not here. I think she's busy at work somewhere. So all these people, they accepted me for who I was then. I am truly, truly grateful for the love and kindness. Now, I mean, I didn't just fall from the sky, you know? So I have biological parents and, you know, siblings and, you know, brothers from Nigeria and friends. So as he mentioned, I played, you know, intercontinental basketball representing Nigeria. It was this close when I was playing here. You know that year that you're talking about, 99? So we were the top 5 teams in the nation, and I was named to All-American team going to, was it Netherlands? I can't remember. But it was sensational in this college because our college became the talk of the country. Everybody was talking about MCC. And I was part of that. I was so happy. So you can walk on campus with your shoulder like that, you know. So, so I'm very grateful for all those memories in this place. Now, I have a lovely wife sitting there, Suki, with 5 loving kids. It has been a long journey. Without them being so caring and loving, I would not be here today. So I want you guys to know that I love you dearly. My brothers and sisters, I call him Yum Yum. His name is Yum. Ori Yomi. You think my name is difficult to pronounce? You try ease. So I have my sister there too, Desola. That's very easy to pronounce. It's Desola. And the husband is sitting by her as well. And my other big sister there, Folake. So they are all, in one way or the other, contributed to this success that you guys are looking at. So I am very, very grateful. Like I said, I didn't just fall from the sky. I have my mom. She couldn't make it here today. She was with us in Atlanta until about a month ago. She went back to Nigeria. I tried to bring her here and stay here, but hey, it seems like she likes life in Nigeria better than the way we live here. She was like, you guys work too much. You just work too much. So she's back home in about a month ago. She will come back next time. And my, my dad that passed away in 2006, these are people that instilled in me that hard work and resilience pays off. And I learned that since I was, tender age, not to ever, ever give up my dreams. Just like Dr. Martin Luther King would say, I have a dream. And I can tell you emphatically today, 25 years after, most of those dreams that are brought to this campus are being fulfilled. And I have to be very, very grateful for that. Thank you all. Thank you, MCC. Thank you, everyone that has to do with this success. I pray that God continue to bless you for your kindness. Thank you so much.
Please stand and sing along with me the MCC alma mater. Come all you scholars, but alright with dreams that will unfold. The scholars' time to seek and learn. For MCC the lamps must burn, burning bright, burning bright. Keep those flames of burnished light, burning bright, building up our future's might. Come one, come all, from village tall, from town and cities bold and tall. The lamps are lit at MCC to beckon onward you and me.
Well, you know, it's been a good day, and since you're standing, we should give them a standing ovation, don't you think? This really is a special day, and we really are so excited and proud of them and what they represent, and it's very meaningful. But listen, I'm dismissing you, but I'm going to tell you that we have a reception following this in the art gallery. So that's just around the corner and that way. So we would love to see you there, and I know our honorees will be there, and you'll have a chance to shake hands, give hugs, take selfies, or whatever it is you want to do. So, and eat cake. So, very good. Thank you all for being here. We really appreciate it.
Not essential. Never let anyone tell you that again. Never doubt your abilities to make a difference. How do I know this about you? Because I'm a teacher. I am the one who will push you harder and farther than you could have ever imagined. Teach you things that you never thought possible. And if you will give me 100%, then I will stand shoulder to shoulder with you, and together we will change your future. MCC, find your wings.